Another brutal loss for the New Orleans Saints in NFL Week 6. And I'm mad. We're about to break it all down. We're about to react to it. We're about to get in some news and rumors and everything. But before we get into that, go down to the comments and type F Eli. Eli Apple's a fraud. He's a joke. He's a chump. He has no business talking mess. That guy sucks. Go down, type F Eli if you're pissed off that the Saints lost. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? This is Trace Gerard breaking down the 30-26 loss for the New Orleans Saints down to the Cincinnati Bengals. And what do we know? It was the Joe Burrow and JaMarr Chase show, something that we are all familiar with as Saints fans, LSU fans, anything you know about that. They torched us. They cooked us. JaMarr Chase had 7 receptions for 132 yards and a touchdown. The Saints defense was clearly missing Marshon Lattimore today. He was out with an injury. It made it very difficult for the Saints to be able to take care of JaMarr Chase. He got away on at the very end, right before the game ended, like right inside the 2-minute drill. Threw the ball downfield on like a little – it wasn't even a deep pass. It was like a slant right down the middle, and then he just broke away. 2 missed tackles. It sucks. JaMarr Chase is just proving to be the guy that we all knew he was going to be when he came out of LSU. He's a dog. Joe Burrow, he's Joe Cool. What do you expect, man? This defense, it did such a good job early in the game. It did such a good job bringing so much pressure to Joe Burrow. It did such a good job exploiting and taking advantage of a weak and banged-up Bengals offensive line. I'm really upset and I'm really disappointed with the Saints' performance today. I really thought that they were going to come out of that with a win. I thought that they did a great job of managing the tone and setting the tone early by going down and scoring. Yeah, they didn't get a touchdown on their first opening drive, but on that punt, they forced a turnover, forced a fumble, picked up the ball, go down and score a touchdown. That's exactly what you want. That is taking advantage and capitalizing, taking advantage of and capitalizing on big opportunities. And that was a big opportunity, and that's something that the Saints have had an issue doing this entire season, it seems like. But I want to break down a little bit more of this as we get into the show. But before I get into that, big announcement. Saints Now by Chat Sports is getting a live watch party for Thursday Night Football. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, or even if you do, come join us. We're going to be hanging out, having some drinks, drinking some beers, taking some shots, talking football, talking mess about Kyler Murray, talking mess about the Cardinals. We're going to be cheering on the Saints. It's going to be just like we're at the Caesars Superdome. We're going to be hanging out, partying like we're out on Bourbon or Canal Street. Come join. Make sure you don't miss out. It's going to be play-by-play, fan interaction, all sorts of stuff. We're going to be having a great time. So do not miss out. Be sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. It's going to be this Thursday about 30 minutes before kickoff. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. It's going to be a good time. All right, so as we break more of this down, Andy Dalton, he did a pretty solid job. I want to focus on the offense here because I think Andy Dalton is actually doing a really good job of earning himself more and more reps. I really want to see what he does as the QB2 because Jameis Winston today in his press conference was interviewed and was not actually answering questions directly as to whether or not he was going to play. He said he was feeling better. He said he wasn't clear. He said he wasn't ready to go. But who knows? Maybe he's ready to play next week. But if you ask me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running it with Andy Dalton. Or not running it, passing it. But keep giving the ball to Andy Dalton, letting him do his thing. I really liked Andy Dalton's performance today. 17 for 32, 162 yards, and a touchdown. Again, what more could you want from a backup quarterback? He's doing exactly what you're paying him to do. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries, 99 yards. Got a little active in the receiving game as well, bringing in 6 receptions for 25 yards. Wish he would have done a little bit more there. Tre'Quan Smith was a leading receiver with a 1 receiving touchdown, 3 receptions, 43 yards. Taysom Hill did his thing. Taysom Hill is a dog. Taysom Hill rushed had 5 carries, 39 for 39 yards, and a long of 31 receiving-wise. He didn't really do too much. He wasn't really active. But running back MVP, if you ask me. Shout out to Weber State's own Rashid Shaheed. That's my boy. Me and Will Scott have been preaching. We've been talking about this kid since the NFL draft ended. Since we got the UDFA video out when they were talking about breaking down Smoke Monday signing, Abram Smith and all them. Rasheed Shaheed was a priority signing for Dennis Allen and the Saints front office. He was so good. He was so amazing. 1 carry for a 44-yard touchdown. Get him the ball. Put the ball in his hands. Get him on kick return. That dude has incredible field vision. He has phenomenal speed. The guy has agility, and he's quick. He's speedy. He can make fast cuts. He gets open. He finds open space incredibly well. I was so pleased with what I saw with Rasheed Shaheed. I'm so happy that he is finally getting recovered and he's able to play after that ACL tear that he suffered at the end of his career with Weber State in the last game. Rasheed Shaheed, shout out you, man. Shout out to you because you were a dog. You were a beast. You are earning your keep in New Orleans. You're doing what the New Orleans Saints football does, and you're playing with grit. You're playing tough, and you're playing like a damn good football player. Rasheed Shaheed has a phenomenal future with the New Orleans Saints. I think it's a little bit of a reaction, but if you ask me, invest in him. Get ready to bring him some money. Get him going. He is going to be a phenomenal asset, especially with Deontay Hardy being out, not able to take some kick returns. Early in the game, too, without to mention, on the first drive, Andy Dalton almost hit Rasheed Shaheed for a long touchdown. It was just, man. Seaman, could you imagine if he would have caught that? Because that would have just been incredible. I mean, the first catch he would have first catch would have been a bomb touchdown? Come on, man. Come on. That would have been incredible. That would have been so much fun to see. I'm a big Rasheed Shaheed fan. Today, he's my MVP just purely out of principle because he showed up and did what he did. But I want to know, who was y'all's MVP? Who was the MVP for today's game for the New Orleans Saints? Was it Taysom Hill? Was it Alvin Kamara? Was it Andy Dalton? Demario Davis? Was it Tyrann Mathieu? Who was it? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear from the Who Dat Nation, and I want to get a pulse from you guys. So let me know down in the comment section who was your MVP. Okay, and so I'm going to take some look at some notes here real quickly because I have some actually interesting things that I want to break down. So a couple cool things happened despite the brutal loss. It was ugly. Yes, they had the lead. Yes, they maintained the lead. They did a great job of continuing to set the tone and drive the momentum of the game, and they drove the flow of the game. And I think Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael did a phenomenal job with their play calling for the most part. However, it's a loss. You got to finish these games. You can't let a long bomb go over your head, or it wasn't, again, not even a long pass. You can't let a pass that's a short pass that maybe 8-10 yards, 12 yards if you get those tackles, turn into a 60-yard touchdown. Come on, you can't be letting that happen. It's ridiculous. But I will say this. So congratulations to Demario Davis. He hit 750 career tackles today. Pretty cool accomplishment. If you ask me, I really am proud of him. Really excited for him. He's continues to be a dog for the Saints defense and be that absolute captain, that absolute unit the linebacking corps needs. Mark Ingram, he is now the career carries leader for the New Orleans Saints, so shout out to Mark Ingram. That's a pretty cool accomplishment as well. Had some great running backs in the Saints history, including not Marshawn Lynch. I almost said Marshawn Lynch. I'm an idiot. Including Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas, all these phenomenal running backs. Alvin Kamara is going to be one as well. Great running backs. Ricky Williams almost, but he didn't really work out. Andy Dalton, though, also cracked the NFL top 25 in career completions. Kind of a cool accomplishment as well. He's played a long time. He's played all over the NFL. Pretty cool. Shout out to them for having some cool accomplishments today. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to those guys. But just to kind of break some more stuff down, Wil Lutz was pretty consistent today. He hit all 4 of his field goals. I liked what I saw. I'm betting that Wil Lutz continues to be hot. He did have that miss in the Vikings game. It looked like it would have haunted him, but it looks like he's doing fine. And if you want to bet on the Saints this entire season, you can use our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to that link down below, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. And you could be asking me, Trace, what is a 125 deposit bonus? I see this on the screen right here. What does this mean? I can tell you right now. It means if you put in $100, they're going to match your deposit by 125%, meaning you put in $100, they're going to put in $125, so you have $225 to bet with. You can bet on the Saints the rest of the season. You can bet on NFC odds. You can bet on Super Bowl odds. You can bet on MLB playoffs, NBA stuff, college football, whatever you want. Bet on the LSU Tigers. Bet on the Pelicans. Anything you want all year long. Our sportsbook partner at BetUS has you covered. Use the promo code CHAT125 with the link down below, chatsports.com/bet. All right, so final thoughts on today. It was just an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute I don't have the words. It's ridiculous. It's very frustrating the way that the game ended. With the deep ball from Andy Dalton, the Saints drive down to about the Bengals, I'd say, 45-ish, 40, in between the 40 and 50, getting into the Bengals side of the field. Andy Dalton airs it out on a 4th down to Marquez Callaway and gets tripped up by who else? Eli Apple. Guy's a freaking fraud. I hate that guy. He sucks. Gets tripped up by him. It's one of those things, guys. It's PI. Yes, he tripped him up, but Not really. He was looking at the ball. It wasn't an intentional, knocked him out of the way of the route or whatever. Their feet got tangled up. They tripped. It happens. Football's a contact sport. It happens. It sucks. Seems like the Saints and no calls in the Superdome and in clutch situations. It's death, taxes, and no calls. Love that. You gotta love that. It's so much fun. But I mean, before I get out of here, guys, I just want to know. I want you guys to go down, get your red pens out, pretend like you're back at school. Grade this Saints performance today. Let me know A, B, C, D, or F. If you ask me, first half was probably a solid B+. Second half was probably a C-. So I'm going to have to go in the middle, go with C. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm frustrated. The Saints could have been tied for the NFC South first place with the Bucs if they would have won today. If they would have been 3-3. Instead, New Orleans is sitting at 2-4. Not a good position to be in. This is bad. The Saints need to figure it out. We're going to keep you guys posted all season long. Going to have you guys with some trade news, trade rumors, all sorts of stuff. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. I'll try and do the same.